embarrassing loss. He was the most embarrassing thing that happened in that game.
Straight mean,
Right.
He turned it to 12-1-10.
Right. Damn, he looking around for somebody else to block. Like,
Sure.
let me get you up the field, playboy.
Follow me.
All right, yeah. So it's the Win Column podcast, man. It's your boy Kev, man. I'm with the homies for real. We got my man Vell this time with Kev, Wink, and Dev. We gotta let Vell, you know what I mean, say what's up to the people straight off the rip.
True, it's your man Vell. Bringing all the facts, never bias, 100.
just let y'all know right off the rip. We got my man Winko.
You already know, fam. It's your boy Wink.
Gonna make you think, gonna make you blink, all kinds of things. And my man Dev, man, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? It's Dev. How y'all doing?
Yeah, so look, a lot going on, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about some of the NFL stuff. Who knows what's going to go on going forward at this point, but I got to talk about my team, man, that Bama Earl Thomas, man.
Bama.
How y'all feel about Earl Thomas, man?
I mean, on the field, you know, it is what it is, but, you know, for you to get kicked off the team for, you know, conduct detrimental, it's not just one incident. There had been a whole lot of incidents. And, of course, you know, I'm going to leave the specifics up to you. You know what I mean? You got the inside scoop, like you said,
Yeah,
being
I'm gonna throw the scoop out
being
there.
a Ravens fan, but it had been something, especially.
But whose fault do you think it is? Is it Earl's or
It's
Ravens?
for sure Earl Thomas.
Yeah, hell's yeah. Definitely Earl Thomas' fault. Like, the Ravens, if you want to be a player and do what you want to do, the Ravens is one of them spots in the league where you can go do that. You know what I mean? Like, the locker room is a player's locker room. The coaches is a player's coaches. So as long as you don't get in trouble and do your job, then the Ravens locker room is where you want to look.
Yeah, and I don't think this is the first time that Earl Thomas, you know, has been a distraction somewhat. You know what I mean? I ain't a Ravens fan. I'm a Niner fan. We got thrown out there as somebody looking at Earl Thomas. I wouldn't touch him. You know what I mean? Like, he been a distraction to the Ravens. I don't think he's the same player he used to be. I don't think it's worth it. I don't know all the details. I know he got into a scuffle. He punched, what's the guy name?
Chuck Clark.
Chuck Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't touch Earl Thomas, being a Niner fan. And we got thrown out there, somebody that was looking at him, and I wouldn't want him.
What you think, Wink?
Nah, me personally, I got to agree with all the specifics, but, you know, from what I've been hearing, I haven't heard anything from the Ravens that says it all right there. So I haven't heard any one player stand up for him or any coach. So it's like, it seems collectively.
Yeah, everything I heard, it was a collective thing that they, you know, came to an agreement that they was going to release his ass.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's been an ongoing thing,
so
too.
I'm saying
This
it's
ain't
been
the
a
first
constant distraction,
issue.
distraction in the locker room somewhat. Man, it ain't like we talking about the Earl Thomas.
But would you want the Giants to sign him? Since Vell said he wouldn't want this.
In that same statement, no, being a real fan, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want him on my team, but hey, we just lost Xavier McKinney, dog, for 3 months. We could use him.
So he could probably help you. He could probably help the
He could
Giants.
definitely help
He'll
us,
help
man.
any
For
team,
sure.
but it's like if you
Is he
could deal
worth
with
it?
that baggage, and I don't think right now at his age, and I think he wants too much. We damn sure not giving him the money. I know that's what he probably looking for is money. That's the whole reason I believe he might have came to the Ravens.
But I think-
like I said,
see, that's-
Kev, you could speak more on
That
that.
really is the tie-in, though, right there, though. You did give me a layup right there because that is what I wanted to talk about because part of this is on the Ravens, though. Like, it's Earl Thomas' behavior. He did this to himself, but the way that he ended up on the Ravens, they have to blame themselves a little bit because, first of all, you've been spending a lot of money at the safety position. You know, you brought in Tony Jefferson, who didn't finish out his contract. You know what I mean? Earl Thomas, obviously, is not about to finish out his contract. You've
Eric Weddle was your only one.
Right.
Yeah.
You've had multiple high draft picks at that position as well who have not done anything. Matt Elam, you know, what was his name? Trevor Brooks or something Brooks. I can't even remember. He was so trash. And those picks did not work out. You've been pouring money into the position. But what's crazy, your 6th-round pick, Chuck Clark, ends up being one of the good guys of all those bad draft picks. And Deshaun Elliott, who can't stay healthy, was looking good too. So why did you even do that in the first place? And when Earl Thomas said how he arrived in Baltimore, he thought he was going to Kansas City. And then his agent said Baltimore is offering more money, and he just went there. You ain't bring this man into the. Did you bring him into the facility? Mm-hmm. Did you meet him first? They didn't do none of that. You know what I mean? And it's not like it was COVID going on that off season. So really, they didn't know the player and assumed that they were getting a leader, which they thought they needed. Suggs left, and they didn't expect that. You know what I mean? You know, y'all ended up getting Zadarius. People were leaving. They I think that was a desperation move that ended up coming back to bite us. Just to clear up some of the things on the media, people keep saying that the Players Council of the Ravens came out and said we don't want him on the team. That's not a thing.
What I heard.
The Players Council.
It's just a group of players that call themselves the council on the team. It's Marlon Humphrey, Matthew Judon, and Anthony Levine, who players call co-cap, even though he's like a special teams player. He's one of the few guys who won a Super Bowl on that 2012 team, so that's still on that roster. The only guy now that Marshall Yonder retired. So these are some of the leaders of the team that look at Chuck Clark like one of the leaders. So it really is like a bad thing what Earl did, though. Like on the inside perspective, it was the perfect locker room, like y'all was saying, and he ruined it.
Yeah, he was extra because, I mean, like, from what I heard was he blew a play and then Chuck Clark was like mad about it, threw his helmet, and then Earl Thomas basically.
Because he did multiple times, too.
Yeah. But then Earl Thomas went the extra mile. They say,
stuff.
I mean, he was on. But he actually deleted it. But he goes on there and goes on
Drops
Instagram and puts the video of their practice of the play, like.
But that's what the Ravens are going to use to try to not give him his money, though. That particular thing, as well as everything else, they probably documented. Because if he was missing practices, walkthroughs, and stuff, they was definitely probably documenting it. But you know, he was saying crazy stuff in the media too. You know what I mean? He all but like, I don't know, I can't remember what it was that he said about like Derrick Henry or the Titans, and and then embarrassing loss. He was the most embarrassing thing that happened in that game.
Straight meme out here.
Right. He turned
it to 12-1-10.
Right. Damn, he looking around for somebody else to block. Like, let me get you out the field, playboy.
Follow me.
As soon as he got that stiff arm, it was like his whole plan changed. But yeah, man, Earl the trip. So Vell, you wouldn't want him on San Fran at all?
No, I wouldn't want him.
Oh man, you know he whole.
No, for sure.
Man,
I
was
like
on Seattle, man. He remember Legion of Boom.
He know Richard.
I mean, you watched Earl Thomas last year. Is Earl Thomas a difference maker? Is he going to make us help us win a Super Bowl?
Nah.
Exactly. So like, why wouldn't? I mean, I'm cool with Jimmy Ward.
Is he horrible though?
No.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. He's not worth
the
distraction.
No.
Right. So if he was still a great player, the Ravens probably wouldn't even release him. You know what I mean? We probably would. We might not even ever heard about this. He might have got fined. He might have got suspended the game, but they wouldn't have released him. The fact that they released him, that's all I need to know. The Ravens released him because they don't feel like he can make a difference, that they better off without him. That's what I heard. The Ravens feel like that they could be better off without Earl Thomas. So like, why would I want him?
But it also, one thing that it does kind of expose though about him, or not really. I don't know if I want to go that far. But in Seattle, their defense is cover 3 all day. He can just be in the middle of the field. You know what I mean, floating around. But in Baltimore, you got to be on the line sometimes. You know, it's a lot of different shit.
Eric Weddle was cool with that.
Yeah. But that shit is similar, and I'm gonna get off of this subject. I don't want to be too much of a homer, but like it's similar to when we traded Anquan and brought in Steve Smith. Like when we let go of Weddle to bring in Earl Thomas, it's like, what are y'all even doing? Like, why are you not going to pay the dude that just been helping you win games and is a leader, and bring in somebody and pay them more money? You know what I mean?
A lot more money.
That like is at the same level as a player at this particular time. You know what I mean? Like what did Steve Smith do them couple years that Anquan Bolden couldn't have done? You know what I mean? And he would also been healthy. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But with that being said, NFL is NFL. Anything that I'm missing here?
They said,
I'll cut this part out.
I've been saying that the Packers' offensive line been looking good.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the NBA.
That was a great show.
You know what I'm saying? Also, I heard A.J. Dillon, looking good as well. And also our linebacker that we drafted, I think his name's Quan Allen, might be wrong, I'm sorry. But, Packers.
So I might as well let Wink take over for the Giants for a second.
Yeah, we just basically naming our rosters. Let's go.
Man, this basically in our roster. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing out of camp. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
All right, but damn, a lot going on in the NBA, and we was talking about bitch ass Earl Thomas. Let's get somebody else out the way. Marcus Morris, did he mean to step
That
on
was
that ankle?
definitely intentional.
Man, it was like
I told y'all, Kev, you thought it wasn't intentional. I don't know
Damn,
how.
I really did not think that was
Man,
intentional.
that was intentional.
Man,
He had the whole court. It was a made bucket, and he had the whole court, and he just decides to run up on Luka.
Yeah, he sized it up.
Yeah, just watch the back angle and look at the way his leg when he was running towards him, how his leg went down to him. It was.
I
It was
watched the
intentional.
video. Okay, my man double stepped off the right foot, yo.
He double stepped.
He gave him the double
That was
step. He
so
sized it
crazy,
up
yo. He
perfectly.
did it on
You know what I mean? He
purpose,
hit
yo. It
the
was
double
perfect.
step on the
He
right
stepped
foot to
on
get the right distance so he can hit Luka right in the ankle. And it ain't like, he ain't a player that's known to do things like this. It's the same
can see
dude
him- I
that
told Kev, I can
hit
see-
the
I can
man
see
in
him
the head
doing
with the
this.
basketball. Dude was playing good defense. Remember, he hit the dude in the head with the
Yeah,
basketball.
hit him in the head,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I told
and Marcus
Kev.
Morris and them,
You
they
can see
know to
It
be a
was
little
it
rough
was
on his brother.
unintentionally intentional.
That was
If that's the
definitely
thing.
intentional.
If he missed, it was unintentional.
That was definitely intentional, man.
Well, he fooled me then.
Yeah, he definitely came out, talking about sorry.
I wasn't
but not-
tripping
he
off
didn't
her.
even
When I
apologize.
saw it, I was
Nah,
like,
dog.
That shit was on
He said he ain't got
purpose.
nothing to apologize for.
And he tripping because I
I
can
don't
see
know. I
him
mean, it looked
doing
intentional.
damn.
To me, it looked intentional.
Well, he
Luka
fooled.
obviously felt it was intentional.
Hey man, Luka be tripping though, man. Like Luka is a talking
him and the refs.
to the
Oh,
refs
dog.
ass
After every
motherfucker.
play.
Yeah, he,
After
every
every
single play.
Yeah, but he been doing this all year.
Yeah, every single.
He been doing
play.
this all year long, yo.
He got established
All
a
the
superstar,
all
man.
the- That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
One
saying.
is-
All the superstars in the NBA do
Luka
that.
has been doing this since game one of season 2, where only in his own head was he already a superstar, to be honest. Like, that's my man, but it's like refs aren't looking at you like
he
that,
at that
Luka.
level now.
But he has been in their heads, you know what I mean, like all season. This is really not new. But that's it, I mean, I forgot my train of thought when I said that. But y'all think Marcus Morris did that?
Yeah, for sure.
Even as a Luka fan, I didn't even think that though.
I know.
Marcus Morris did it.
Nah, dog. It was.
But that's how good he is at the at disguising.
I told Kev, I was like, yo, that
Crazy
that
ass
nigga
acts.
looked out his peripherals, like you said, and
Because I did say like, okay, if he did do it,
Yeah, he
I'm
definitely
like,
did a good
he
job.
had to been
disguising
looking
it.
at his like peripheral,
Oh, his acting
making
skills.
sure that he wasn't actually looking at the ankle. You
he
know,
had
what I
the
mean?
whole court, yo.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
it
if he would have
definitely looked
missed,
intentional, man.
if he would have missed, it would have been unintentional.
There was some Denzel acting right there, though, dog. It was A1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah,
did a
it
good
was,
job
though, I
disguising it,
guess.
so I don't think the NBA could do anything about it because you can't prove it.
Yeah,
he
you definitely
he
can't
definitely
prove
did a
that.
good
You
job
definitely can't prove
disguising
that.
and making it look accidental. So
Lucas said, "You tell
it
me."
ain't
What
there. That's so Luka obviously thought it was intentional.
Luka need to stop crying. on the
Luka
court, though,
cried
for real,
on
yo.
post game. Luka cried during the game.
Luka be tripping with that
But
shit.
Luka
man.
be balling though.
Yeah, he do.
He a bad dude, man.
They tried to send a little message to Luka last night though.
But man, one thing I want to stop hearing, man, when I watch y'all boy, man, Skip Bayless, man, like he keep on trying to perpetuate this idea
Say
that
y'all
like
boy.
if you get tough with Luka, he gets scared, and it's just really not there. Like there's
I
no
definitely don't see
evidence
I don't see it at all.
that that's how he
I don't
is. So
see
he
it at
is
all.
like truly spreading misinformation with that nonsense that he keep talking. But I mean, we could go forever talking about Skip Bayless nonsense. I
Yeah.
mean, how much of it do you got in you, Wink? With,
Yeah,
with
you know,
grind?
Nah.
What
He
He
gear
the
you
most
need to
biased
grind
man
with
on
him?
TV.
Nah, we could go forever on that, man. That man just is so biased. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I mean, right now he talking about, it's like he got to start to respect Damian Lillard, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
It's borderline disrespectful now.
but what do y'all think about
I mean, he
what?
ain't gonna never respect. He never even started to respect LeBron James.
Right.
Why would he start to
it's,
respect
yeah,
Damian
it's
Lillard?
like once he
But
don't like you, he don't ever get
that's
off
how
of
he
it.
is. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
a biased dude.
Right.
If he don't like you, he gonna bring up everything negative about you, no matter what you do.
Right.
If he like you, it's all the positives.
True. But what y'all think about Donovan Mitchell and what's the name right now? Who's
Yo,
the
that
man?
joint that's crazy.
It's
I
amazing
was
basketball.
watching the game and I look and I see that I said Jamal Murray had like 35. And I'm like, damn. Then I'm like, Donovan Mitchell got like 39. I'm like, damn.
I ain't
It was like
surprised
8
at all.
minutes left. You know what I mean? Like they dropped 50. And then the other night, Jamal Murray come back, dropped 42. But
I ain't surprised at all about Mitchell. I am a little surprised by Jamal Murray though.
Me too.
he was on my fantasy team.
But I know you're a Jamal Murray guy, so you're gonna be.
I mean,
like,
he was
yeah,
on
I'm
my
not
fantasy
surprised by
team
it, and,
last year.
you know what I mean?
So he was on my fantasy team first.
But Devin is a Jamal Murray guy.
I
though.
like Jamal Murray.
I like Jamal Murray. You know what I mean? But he definitely been balling on another level though.
I like a
He
lot
done
of
took his
Kentucky
game to
players.
another level, which you can respect when he do it in the playoffs. But I ain't surprised by Donovan Mitchell.
He's on my fantasy teams there.
I'm kind of surprised about Donovan Mitchell. You surprised by Donovan
The
Mitchell?
shooting is what I'm surprised about Donovan Mitchell.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, cut you
yeah,
off.
man.
I'm
Hey,
coming
I
back.
mean, you gotta be respect him. What he doing? Then the man like 6'1".
Yeah, man. I know he nice, but I mean, this is something else.
Oh, yeah.
Though, you
I'm
know what I
telling
mean?
you,
A
though.
little bit like
The shooting,
Yeah.
the way his mid range game right now is like really is what's setting him apart for real. And he hitting them
Them
threes
step
when it's
back,
needed.
man.
Yeah.
And step back,
Like,
pull
Jamal Murray
back.
turned it up in the mid range too, though.
Man,
I mean,
Jamal
like for
Murray got
like
that
a
range.
4-minute stretch at the end of the game, he was just isolating.
I don't know how many straight points he
Crossing
had, but he
people
had a
and just-
lot of straight buckets to end that.
Right,
Yeah.
just
Sure.
isolating. He
Yeah,
was just
man.
waving people off like,
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, go ahead."
Yeah, he scored or assisted. Last bucket he assisted on. Passed it out to Jokic. He hit the three.
Oh yeah,
He
in the
was
corner.
shooting- Yeah, he was
Yeah,
creating all the
exactly.
plays for them at the end of the game.
Yeah, he was balling.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Yeah, 'cause it was like a tie ball game. It was up by one. And
It's
he made
Jamal-
like 3 or 4 straight plays.
Is Jamal Murray better than
away.
Damian Lillard?
Nah,
Not even a question.
nah, he's not.
Your boy Skip said he was.
I definitely can't say that yet.
Yeah, I mean, neither one of them are better than.
No, hell's no.
I mean,
Damian Lillard done them in big time situations, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Dame is without a doubt the best player on the Clippers. Like, I mean, on the
Trailblazers.
Blazers, but
Yeah,
I mean,
got
you still
Jokic.
debate who the best player on Denver, Jokic or Jamal Murray.
But one thing that you have to talk about though is the fact that you know, the fact that at this point it's like this is a whole different way of playing basketball as well. You know what I
Sure.
mean? That like being in front of that packed stadium of you know what I mean? Or being away, you like
Yeah,
truly
yeah,
being
yeah.
in
It's not
another
like a home
team's-
field advantage.
Right. So it's like for some of these young guys, they can just go out and ball like this. And it's like
You don't got to worry about travel, getting
right,
in trouble,
Right, exactly. It's-
partying.
Right,
You
right.
just hooping.
Right, and it's basketball the way that they used to playing it. You know what I mean? Because they all young enough where they've played more basketball in gyms like this than they have
Yeah.
in big
Facts,
arenas
facts, facts.
in actuality. So it's like I think it aids it. Where,
Based on what NBA players like used to, what their environment is, with big crowds around, like you know
right,
what I mean? It's
right,
It's like,
and
damn,
the
this-
travel that
It's a
takes
shock.
something
It's a
out
shock.
of
It's a
it.
shock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get
I
on
ain't got a
the
lot to do
plane,
with
get
why,
off
like,
of it.
a team like Phoenix went 8-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
They're a young team.
super young team.
Yeah,
Paul
So-
George kept it real though. He
just
said
about basketball.
how the bubble was a shock to him. Like, and he just
Yeah, and
like,
LeBron was talking about that too because it is different. They
They not
the kind
LeBron
of
when he
guys.
said it.
I don't know about George Paul, but when LeBron says something
They
like that,
knocked them.
I'm just being unbiased about it. Like they both kept it real about the situation. I can understand. I
But
can
they
understand.
said LeBron was making up excuses. You know what I'm saying? And then Paul George
he
was.
is making up excuses.
But why?
That's what LeBron does.
So why LeBron made excuses and then Paul George said, and I'm glad he came out, which he should have.
Can I-
No, because I still got to respect.
Can I rephrase my? I said I respect that it came out. That don't mean that wasn't an excuse though, because all the players are dealing with it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my whole
And you
thing.
still play
Everybody. is.
But I'm saying I respect it though. I'm just
It's an excuse, but yeah, I do respect it as
an
well.
excuse,
Yeah, I feel you on that. And it's more of like something that I respect when I hear from LeBron.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Versus
Paul
GP.
George.
GP31. Nah, but for real, like, if this season continues, who do y'all think wins the championship?
The Lakers.
I would still go with the Clippers.
Yeah.
I think they showed kind of showed that last night.
I talk-
I would say the Lakers, if I'm being real. Like if the way they've been, if they keep it going like they was last game, but you never know. You never know.
The Clippers, Vell.
For sure.
So Lakers.
Well, who do you think, Matt?
I really don't know, man. I know that's like a cop
Y'all
out
look,
answer.
So who you going with? You
I
gotta
really
pick.
don't know.
If you got to
man.
pick somebody, who you gonna pick?
I just want the Lakers to win. You know what I mean? Like if everybody ends up being right and we get a Western Conference Finals and those are the two teams, I just want the Lakers to win. I really don't want Kawhi to win one,
No, you don't like.
especially not.
I'm
after
not a big
last year.
Kawhi fan, but you're really not. A big
I like
fan.
Kawhi, man. You can't knock Kawhi.
Nah, I just don't want that shit to happen because
Do it in the East, then he come to the West and
it's
win
like
one.
we going to descend into fantasy world where this is the best player in the world and
He
all
go,
that.
he go
and it's
to the
just like,
East
man,
and
I
win
don't-
one, then he come to the West and win one.
I just don't got all the most confidence in Anthony Davis. Still.
You're right.
I mean,
You feel
well,
like
I will
Anthony,
pick the Lakers,
So
but
you-
I just don't got the confidence in Anthony Davis.
You
Still.
think the best? Do you think LeBron can be the best player on the court, and then the next two
right?
would be Paul George and Kawhi, and that's
Yeah, I
how they
just-
would lose?
Anthony Davis still got to prove it to me. I don't know.
You got
Because he
all
the
right,
biggest. He would be the biggest mismatch in that series, the Lakers and the Clippers.
So you got Paul George showing up more than you got AD.
I got the Clippers, the rest of their role players
I
showing
feel
up
you.
more than the rest of the Lakers role players. LeBron gonna do what he do. Kawhi pretty much gonna do what he do. Paul George and Anthony Davis both kind of up and down. But I just think the Clippers got a better team. They got a better bench. They got better role players. They got other players that can step up when Paul George does play like a mop. When Anthony Davis don't play well, the Lakers don't play well. You know what I mean? Like they've been playing better because Anthony Davis been playing better. But he's still just been shooting jump shots and shit for the most part.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
truth though. People acting like he doing
Like he's been
something
playing
different.
better because he's been hitting shots, but it's still no easy buckets, no points in the post for the most part. It's still just jump shot after jump shot, and he been hitting shots, but I don't know. I just don't got the confidence in that. I
So
think
what
the
say the
Clippers
Laker
got a
fan?
deeper team.
What say the Laker fan of all of that?
I mean, we watched the game. You know what I'm saying? He got a point out. Every time I watch the game, I'm like, damn, why is he all the way out there? Like, why are you at the 3-point? Like, why
Yeah.
when you come down the court, you immediately stop at the wing when your ass need to go down on the block and really make the game rotate around you like that rather than making us a 3-point shooting team. Where I said before, we're not a 3-point shooting team.
But not even just the threes. Like how much of it is like face up mid
I
range?
swear he used
Yeah,
to play
it's
around the
horrible.
basket more though.
Yo,
Like, he used to play around the basket more, but it seems like now with the Lakers, it's just like he just playing like a Chris Bosh role. You know what I mean? Kevin
look at it
Love
like
just
I get to do
stand
what I
around the-
want to do.
Yeah,
If
it's
I'm gonna
like-
come here, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I ain't
Yeah.
playing the 5. I'm gonna just be on some shit that I want to be on. Why you think the
But
Lakers
like-
will win though? Wink.
What?
Because you picked them too. Like and Vell made a lot of points and shit. Like how you feel about AD?
Nah, I mean, AD. That
mean, he's a
I said
beast
that
for
his
sure,
mid range.
you know?
I mean, his mid range game is cooking. Like I
I
said,
mean, like, but
It's-
you believe in him? Is that part of why? Ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah. AD. I mean, he did it with the Pelicans. He got him there. I mean, like he proved
He got him where?
in the playoffs. He's proven he's capable in the playoffs to show up. So I'm confident he'll show up in the game. Like he'll
You
be.
feel like he showed up.
I think he could be the second best player in that series if
It
if
could
he
be,
shows
though.
up.
Yeah,
I
he
mean-
would have to be. That's the thing. That's why I would pick the Clippers though, because I think he would have to be in order for the Lakers to have a chance.
And like Val said, like our role players, finally did something. But
Yeah.
role player for role player, of course, I'm gonna go with the Clippers. But
Yeah, so
I
it's
don't
not
know.
as much pressure on
It's more so
Kawhi and Paul George to be great every game. You know what I mean? It's like, but for LeBron and AD, they got it. And against the Clippers, they would have to be great every game.
but I also think like when we go big, you know what I'm saying, and we
Yeah.
bring out Howard and McGee and AD if we want to, with but they
Yeah, the
they
Lakers
don't
definitely
have
got a
big-
size
yeah, we got
advantage.
size advantage over
And the
them,
Clippers don't got
you
as
know
much
what I'm
size as Portland got.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I mean,
But
that's
they
why I
also
think
got
so.
more players that
Yeah,
can
that can be
slow
mismatched.
LeBron down
Yeah,
somewhat.
yeah,
They're like
they
the
do. They
Yeah.
do.
Blazers really have nobody like Melo. You know, they be having Melo gone like Melo. You know what I mean? But the Clippers got more players that throw at
Course.
LeBron to slow him down somewhat.
Nah,
You know
I was
what
ready
mean?
to the
So-
Clippers do have a team where it's
Yeah.
just you don't really have to play them like
That's
that.
the thing about them. It's like, are they the best
I mean, it'd be a
team?
good series.
All around team. They the best team that's probably in the league, just roster. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of it fits. It's not even like it's like a weird roster construction. They got more good players than you should be able to have. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
pretty
for
much.
real, they really do.
Yeah, like everybody put on the court is capable.
Lou
Yeah.
Williams just dropped 30 something another night. Like,
Right,
fuck?
right. Lou Williams is like a baller. And
Figure they got two of their players that's getting time now, like later in the season, and Morris and Reggie Jackson.
right.
I
And
would
then
love
it's
to see
like
the
the
Lakers win,
Lakers
though.
just gave them Zubats, which
That
actually
was-
helps
that
the
was-
Clippers to
yeah,
have
right.
like the one thing that they wouldn't have,
The little
which
bit
is
of
some
size.
Yeah.
functional
Yeah, a
size.
little bit of size right there.
Yeah,
Because he actually like a good rebounder with a little bit of like offensive game. So it's like not like a lot at all,
Nah,
but
nah,
like
he does things in 20
competent
some
around
minutes.
the post. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Putbacks and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, and they just gave that up. So it's like that really helps them in a way to kind of just be able to match
Yeah.
up sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm still
It'd
going.
be a good series. I mean, I would be going for the Lakers. That's the thing. I
Yeah,
would
that's
want the
the thing
Lakers
too,
to
man.
win.
Like,
Being
I
a
want-
Kobe
I want-
fan and
right. I want
knowing
the-
that they doing it for Kobe and the
And
Lakers,
that's
you
what
know, I would
just
be
wanna
rooting for the
believe.
Lakers.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Lakers too. I'm just go out there and get off the fence and pick them because I just want to believe Kobe gonna shine down on them and get that joint done, and LeBron and AD gonna find a way to defeat the evil Kawhi Leonard and George Paul when it's all said and done.
I feel you on that.
But that leads us into the saddest thing to talk about.
What's that? The fact that we ain't got no basketball.
Man, I didn't even know. Man, my man on Instagram, you know, Tony Baker, when he be like, I didn't know. I didn't even know. It's like I just hear that in my head right now, man. Like I'm up here setting up this podcast and everything, and we doing all that stuff that we do, and y'all tell me that the players in the NBA have boycotted and not playing the games.
Makes
man.
sense.
Nah,
A lot of these players are hesitant to even come back and play in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
George Hill said we shouldn't even came to this
George Hill
place.
said they should have never even came. And a lot of players felt like that. So they wasn't even fully on board with coming back and playing to start. So to have it happen again is like, I mean, it's understandable. For like the standard they got to take.
It's a tough conversation, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can't have a conversation without talking about, you know, all the things that's going on socially in our society. Coronavirus sticking a lot of people at home really does heighten the attention to it. So I guess the players' standpoint is, you know, we got to bring that attention back by not playing.
Yeah,
it
basketball
does,
is a
though.
distraction.
I mean,
It does, you know, it does distract
sports
people.
is. I mean, it really is though.
Which is
Like,
why
I
me
feel
and
like-
Devin said, like, it sucked that we ain't got basketball, you know what I mean? It's understandable what they should be doing. But as a fan, you do want to watch. It's like, and they got to do that, you know, because
mean-
it does distract people from what's really going on.
I've been feeling like in a lot of conversations that I've had with you, Wink, like, I feel like you definitely on board with what is happening right now as far as what the players decided to do. I know you're a sports guy, but I feel like at the end of the day, you must agree with this, though, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, because like I said, piggyback off Vell said, when they're playing in all these sports, we aren't really paying attention. Most people that's dealing with it in our everyday lives, we're all dealing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And I mean, there's no secret. A lot of NBA players are black.
yeah,
Got
Yeah,
black
but
kids. You know what I
it's the
mean? So it's
majority
like
black league.
Doc Rivers said. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have those conversations with your kids. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's something I think they got to do. You got to stand up for this cause. I mean, I want to watch basketball just as much as everybody else.
How you feel? Well, go ahead.
Oh, I said, but like I said, the thing that I am seeing with this is not just NBA or this WNBA. We're seeing a unity and everything. Where you got MLB, like one of the most predominantly white sports, is they're standing up for the cause. So it's like
They boycotting as well.
yeah, it's like 4 games, and then it's like it's the big markets. It's the Dodgers, the Giants. Like these are the biggest markets in baseball.
But they're also geographically on the left and the right sides of the country, the coast.
Oh,
which are-
and Cincinnati and Milwaukee. So it's Midwest too. So
Maryland's not
it's
playing either.
yeah, it's everywhere.
That's
So,
some players.
what you think, brother? Is this the right move, Devin?
I mean, I like it. You know, I like that they, you know, like I said, and the fact that, like we were talking about earlier, it's a playoff game. You know what I mean? A lot of these is game 5s. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's just a, you know, game 40 of the regular season. So the fact that it's a meaningful game really is showing, like, all right, it's time, you know, y'all need to start paying attention and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
But then also, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a sports fan. Of course, I want to watch sports. You know what I'm saying? But I always like to see, like, all right, what's going to come about? You know what I mean? Of this, like, what's the meaning of this? Of course, bring awareness to it, and make sure everybody sees what's going on with the horrible.
That's a good point right there.
Yeah,
That's
horrible
a real
thing
good
that
point right
happened.
there, brother.
Yeah, for real. Like, you know, that shit was horrible. That's bad. You know what I mean? 7 shots. Like, we know the story to your back in front of your kids and whatever. 3, you know, case may be. So.
Yeah, because it will make people go look at it. Now
But it's crazy
a lot
how
of people might not ever look at it until they see the NBA games
I don't
canceled.
understand
Why
how,
the NBA
though.
games canceled?
But what happens is a good question though.
What are we doing this for?
Because
Like
it
that?
will bring people to come and look at it and be like, oh damn, so okay, this happened and now I have
happened
to
again?
look at it. and that's true. But what will actually come from it is really something to really think about. You know, that's probably not for this place, but at the end of the day, it's like the intersection of sports and life. That's crazy because at this point, the NBA has been at the forefront of like the two biggest
Corona.
the two biggest social things going on.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corona, and now this shooting because they're also the most different league as far as how they brought things back.
It's also the most black people.
Well, the players
And
have more
they-
power.
Yeah, they got a stronger voice.
Right.
Yep.
It's smaller rosters in a sport where one incredible player can win you.
Yeah, if LeBron
everything.
decide not to play, ain't nobody watching the games.
That's what Patrick
Right.
Beverly said before the whole thing started. Patrick
Right, it
Beverly
was
said,
like,
if LeBron's
so
playing, we
Yeah.
playing. You know what I
And
mean? Like,
this means, and it makes it very clear that LeBron said, fuck this whole playing thing.
and also the fact that the Lakers voted to not continue the season.
Yeah.
And the Clippers voted
and the
with
Clippers,
them.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that says a lot. But I mean,
Well,
we
it's
just gotta
LA.
see.
It's a different part of the country, and that is the thing. Like geographically, some of the places this has happened because even like Milwaukee and stuff like that, as far as like what side politically that they're on, it is it shows where this is moving. So
Pretty bad.
at the end of the day, though, man, like you wish the victim of it all the best. You know what I mean? Who knows where we go from here? It is kind of crazy that like, let's just go ahead and bring it up, man. Like, cops are not judge and jury. You know what I mean? And executioner.
Right.
You're not judge, jury, executioner. Your job really starts way before all of that.
It's called protect and serve.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So at the end of the day, like you're not there to decide if someone lives, dies, or is
Right.
maimed. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand how it gets to that point where you got all these non-lethal, or they're lethal, but batons, tasers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's three of y'all.
I mean, I still don't want to be Rodney King, but
Right.
But how three
at
can't?
least they didn't shoot him to death.
Yeah.
It's like at least they let Rodney walk again. You know what I mean? Like what? Because that's true. You know what I mean? I don't want to be tased. You know what I mean? I don't want to be tased, beat with anything. But it goes back to like what you said earlier, Vell. Like your behavior in the moment, though. You know what I mean? That like, and it's a little bit easy. I feel like for us to talk about it because we all black.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of start to think about the first thing I feel like I think about is, damn, that could have been me.
Right.
Right.
And then it's like the next thing I think about is if it was me.
What I would
And it's
do.
like once I
How's
go
that?
to if it was me, it's like I'd have been like, hey, look,
Right.
I don't know what y'all problem is. I'm gonna sit here and let y'all figure it out. You know what I mean?
Man, 'cause you never know. Like I said,
Yeah.
all cops ain't bad, but you never know if you get that one. You know what I mean?
It's because they have hours of training videos and stuff, real life stuff where someone has went to their vehicle, retrieve a gun, and now they in a shootout. It does happen in the line of work that they do. So it gives them the excuse. So it is like if that person is racist, they have been given what they need to behave as if, oh, I'm in fear for my life. I need to shoot you 7 times in the back. You know what I mean? So it really is like the fight is to change that. You know what I mean? That like that could be acceptable, that you can try to say that I would not have been able to live if I didn't do this. It has to be like you were saying earlier, maybe don't let him go to the car.
Right.
Like
Why-
you
how
said,
you get
Devin,
all the way
why
there?
not the taser or the
Yeah.
baton to keep him from getting to
He
him?
got, he got real far for y'all to go ahead and have a
Right.
gun, you know what I mean, and let off 7 shots on y'all for real. So
Yeah.
I don't get it, you know what I mean, especially if it's 3 cops.
Yeah,
All
just like
3 of
you
them
looking
cops
for a
followed
reason.
them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
followed them.
And if
it showed there was like a little scuffle between two. There was another camera angle showing there was a scuffle, but however, it's 3 cops.
It's a scuffle between what two?
It was another angle of a video, and it showed it shows the other side of the car or the truck, and they had gotten to like some little situation before then.
I heard
And
something
then-
where they said they like shot a taser, but it missed. So it's like you can't say you. I mean, me personally, if you shoot a taser and you know it was a non-lethal situation to begin with, it's like
It's 3
don't take it to a
cops.
lethal situation.
It's like they escalated it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a shame, man. It's like
Yeah.
you want to see this stop, and for me, obviously, we talked about kind of like what we would do, but it's still like the ultimate onus is on like the fact that a person should not be shot 7 times,
Right, exactly.
and
In the back,
paralyzed,
right,
though, based on his actions, even regardless. As much as you can be like, he should have did that differently, is what happened to him for what he didn't do should not be this.
I forgot who I heard say recently. They were like, white parents usually don't have to have that conversation with their kids.
Right, when
like
Doc
as
said
far
that.
as
Mm-hmm,
like you ain't got to talk to kids about the police pulling you over, nothing like that. It's crazy how, as a black man or black woman at that as well,
Yeah.
you gotta have that
You
conversation.
gotta be so on edge.
Yeah, I gotta
whenever
make sure
you
my hands
confronted
is
by the
hid.
police.
And make sure I say yes sir, no ma'am, whatever. You know what I mean? But if my skin was a different color, then it's just like
Right.
I take my hat off when I ride past police, man.
Yeah, but like I said, it's kind of sad that you gotta do those things.
If
You know what I
got
mean?
on a hat or a hoodie, you taking that joint off.
Because the police supposed to do the complete opposite. Make you feel safe.
Yeah,
protect
But
and serve.
I had to call the cops on my neighbor upstairs, and I was like, damn, like I don't really want them to.
right.
He's 6'9".
I went ahead, you know what I mean? Get them boys in blue over here, boy. Yup, you know what I mean? Hey, I carried that motherfucker like off the break, you feel me? But nah, like, yeah, man, I had to call the cops on her.
But they was being loud.
No, I had a good reason to call the cops on her.
Okay, what was the reason?
So our AC wasn't working, and it's when it started getting hot initially, and we was having some hot ass days, right? The AC not working. I tell the landlord, and she had an AC company come over. The first time they come, they ain't really fix it. They was like, yeah, we fixed it. They was, you know what I mean? They was some brothers, and we had to call them again. So now it's like, you even hotter. They get over there, and it's the guy who, like, every time he comes, he really fixes it. He take the extra step. So to get on our roof, you got to put a ladder on the fire escape and then climb through like a little hole. So that's the main reason why the shit didn't really get fixed. Cause the dude didn't want to, do what was really necessary. You feel me? So this guy does. The neighbor upstairs, she's like, every time somebody walking on the roof, she does something crazy. Like she owned the roof. It's a condominium. Literally by law, nobody can like really own it because everybody owns it. You feel me? So she takes the dude's ladder so he can't get off the roof. And this lady, y'all don't know this lady. This lady is crazy. So I'm like, I'm not going to go up there and talk to her and give her the chance to call the cops on me. Let me diffuse the situation by getting them out there. So I called the cops like, look, y'all got to bring somebody out here to tell that lady that she need to get that dude his ladder. It's hot outside.
So he was stuck upstairs.
He could have a heat stroke.
He was stuck on the roof?
Yeah, he was stuck up there on the roof.
For how long?
For like 20 minutes. I felt so sorry for him. I put some water in the freezer so he could freeze up when he got down. You feel me? So I had every right to do that.
Oh my goodness, that lady messed up.
Yeah, man, she crazy.
She took over the whole roof.
Yeah, that bitch crazy.